think, KW, it's fair to say he's the best to never do it.
Josh Allen is the best to never do it. That's hilarious. Oh, Nick Ray, you're so funny. You know, it's really funny because I'm defending Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills for how this all unfolded. And I was originally going to show other clips from Ryan Clark, even talking about how Josh Allen for years has played good enough for the Buffalo Bills to win in years past, but they haven't. And he was talking about why Sean McDermott got hurt. That's Ryan Clark, who is not a supporter of Josh Allen. And Dan Orlowski talked about it because Nick said, I can't believe anyone's talking about that on the one fumble that the lineman should have dove on it. And I was going to show clips of the Patriots bailing out Drake May with his fumbles or Matthew Stafford fumbling and people diving on it, and amazing catches from either Puka and amazing play calling, Devontae. I was going to show all that stuff just to really emphasize and drive home the importance of team. Show you other posts from other NFL quarterbacks talking about that quarterback wins are not a quarterback stat and all this type of stuff. But I had already shown you guys clips of, game-winning drives and how they've unfolded and how they put Josh Allen in more difficult situations than he needs to. How much more of the weight of his shoulder, how much more weight is on the shoulders of a Josh Allen game after game after game. And I just realized, though, that I'll get the same response. I'll get the same response of like, you're working so hard just to defend him. You're so biased. You're this or that. And I was reading some of the comments, and it was interesting to me because someone said, oh, you're trying to build a community, but the whole community is against you right now because of bias or whatever. And it's like, do you guys not understand that you can disagree with takes and it doesn't mean bias? We understand that, right? We can have differing opinions and it doesn't mean bias. You can disagree with my takes and it doesn't mean bias. The problem is that there's biased people who are then calling me biased. And it's actually really hilarious because we have a handful of comments where people are saying that I'm biased and that I would never defend Lamar Jackson like I did Josh Allen. Many comments of people being like, keep the same energy for Lamar. Why would you? I don't see you doing this for Lamar. Like, this is just one of the many comments. Because I don't feel like going through them all. The reason people are saying you're being biased is Allen went for 300 plus yards with turnovers. No blame. And you say he needs help. And when Lamar goes 500 plus 3 turnovers, you don't give him the same leeway. One of my favorite things to do is prove people wrong. And it's just really weird to make a statement like that because one of the other things that I love to do is to prove my consistency, to actually show you guys what actual real consistent conversation looks like, what actual unbiased conversation looks like in the sports world. Because I know there's not a lot out there. There's not a lot out there. After Lamar Jackson had his turnovers in the last playoff game and against the Buffalo Bills, I made 7 videos defending Lamar Jackson. I made 7 videos defending Lamar Jackson and ripping anyone who was indeed ripping Lamar Jackson. And that was just this past season, not even the season before, where I ripped the whole team and I ripped the coaching and I ripped the penalties. So I'm just focused on this past year because that's obviously the most recent one. The one from 2024 where I got little sound bites like this. But I thought Lamar Jackson was comfortable. He was making plays with his legs, with his arms, just an effortless, flick of the wrist, and the ball goes like 50 yards. I mean, like, this is a tough one. How will this loss impact Lamar's legacy? This is a Ravens loss. Oh, wow. Interesting, so interesting. Did he dig them in a little bit of a hole? Yes. Has Tom Brady, has Patrick Mahomes, has Peyton Manning, has Brett Favre, has Josh Allen, Joe Burr. I mean, name every quarterback out there. They've all dug their teams into holes. But the difference is Travis Kelce catches that ball. Tyreek Hill takes it to the house. Like, that's the difference. That's the difference. Andy Reid dials up the perfect play, the perfect throw. A lot of the same things that I was saying about Josh out on the Buffalo Bills. Hey, that's the difference. That's the difference. Patrick Mahomes threw 2 interceptions in the Super Bowl against the 49ers, and they still won because his team made plays. Travis Kelce made plays. Tyreek Hill makes plays. What happened to Lamar? Who else made plays? Nobody. Did he have some support from the run game? Absolutely. What receivers made a huge play? Mark Andrew dropped the ball, and so interesting, right? So biased of me. I would never defend Lamar. I mean, these are all different videos, by the way. Like, these are all completely different videos. Here's another take. But the NFL is littered with players with quarterbacks, special great quarterbacks, who have played worse and still want because their team stepped up. This is what consistency looks like. This is what unbiased takes look like. Lamar Jackson was putting the Ravens in a position to tie this game up and they failed him. This is also when a lot of people were trying to blame Lamar. Nick is dropping banners making fun of him and all that type of stuff. Pretty interesting, right? None. And I've already gone through all of the stats before where I highlighted Mahomes, Stafford, Burrow, Manning, Brady, highlighting that all of these quarterbacks have won playoff games. Multiple playoff games where they throw 1 touchdown, 1 interception, all this stuff. I did a whole deep dive where I went through all the quarterbacks who have had a whole bunch of turnovers but still won the game, etc. This is where I'm talking about. No matter how great your teammates are, if they don't come up big, what good are they? But at the same time, if they don't play big in the moments that matter most, what good are they? That's called consistency. I got one more I want to show you because it's a good one, because I highlighted this because I loved it so much and did a victory lap. Getting the 2 seed was such a big deal. So you got to go to Buffalo to play. And then we don't have to make it like, listen, if you're going to blame last night on Lamar, I think respectfully, you're a loser. What I want to highlight, and that's why I played that clip earlier about not just automatically making it about Lamar Jackson, and I love that Danowski said that, because I made my original Ravens take. I made multiple takes because I did it immediately post-game as well as then, you know, on the herd and first things first and all of that. And people are like, you lost your credibility for defending Lamar, blah, 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 blah. And then, like, there you go. You got Dan Losky just, you know, saying the quiet part out loud. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? I lost my credibility for defending Lamar Jackson because I don't know why. And then I also lost my credibility for defending Josh Allen yet. I'm biased for Josh Allen, but I'm a Lamar Jackson hater. And I wouldn't ever defend Lamar like I defend Josh Allen. You see the circles we go in. You see the circles. You see the circles. That's why it's really funny when I also get another comment where people are like, oh, clearly you're wrong. Read the comments. And it's like the comments are saying that I'm biased for Josh Allen, and I would never do it for Lamar Jackson. Yet we literally have a record, literally a video record of me making video after video after video defending Lamar Jackson. So, think we got to be a little careful. Think we got to be a little careful. And then so Patrick Mahomes' take after he got rocked in the Super Bowl and had 2 interceptions and a fumble. And people in the comment section, also for my Josh Allen video, said you would never, what if it was Josh? Someone said, look me in the face and say that if Patrick Mahomes played this bad, you wouldn't blame him. Well, let's take a look and see what I said after the Super Bowl. This is more proof that I'm not a Patrick Mahomes hater. Because if I was a Patrick Mahomes hater, I would be using this as an opportunity to say, this was all Patrick Mahomes. He lost the Super Bowl. Where's your hero now? He's a bum. He's overrated. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying the Kansas City Chiefs went up against the better team. In fact, I gave Patrick Mahomes such little blame for that loss that this is what a Kansas City Chief fan said to me. I gained a lot of respect for you. Thank you for being objective. You could have easily celebrated, said Mahomes was overrated and some more, but you didn't. I mean, honestly, I saved that comment because it actually means a lot to me. I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, this comment's from, right after the Super Bowl. I actually put it in a video because I was like, this is what someone said. And it was awesome. So, yeah. So, comment like this makes no sense. So, if you're calling one of the most unbiased people out there, one of the most consistent sports talkers, I don't even know what I am out there. Biased, confused, lack of credibility, all the other insane nonsense. Maybe you better pause for a second. Maybe you might be coming more from a place of bias towards me. Maybe you're a little confused and drawing incorrect conclusions. Something that I literally just proved incorrect within the last 10 minutes. That when someone says, you would never do this about Lamar, never do this about my home. And it's like, but I did. And here are the videos of me doing it. And let me tell you another thing. Also, at the beginning of the season, when the Kansas City Chiefs were losing, and I'm not going to go find those clips, I don't feel like it. It's 2:37 in the morning right now. I never blame Patrick Mahomes. Didn't blame Patrick Mahomes. And it's just so funny to me that people just make up stuff and then feed off it. It really is fascinating. And the most interesting thing to me of all this, as I went back and had to go find those clips, since people will use the comment section as a reference point, people are so much more excited to pile on Josh Allen than Lamar Jackson. And it's not even close. I absolutely, in the comment section, had so many people try to rip me for defending Lamar. Absolutely. I'm not going to act like there was no comments there. There was plenty of them. I even referenced in the one video I showed you where I said people were yelling at me and stuff like that. It's not even close to the pylon and the celebration of people who want to just rip and dance on Josh Allen. It's not even close right now. The three quarterbacks that people desperately want to see fail. Desperately want to see fail. More than anything, in no particular order, honestly. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts. Those are the three quarterbacks that the masses absolutely positively want to see fail tremendously. And I don't spend too much time defending a Patrick Mahomes because the masses already do that as well. And the media already does that, and this channel, the comment section, already does that. So there's not much of a placement there. There's nothing for me to add. Although throughout the course of the season when they were winless, and I said I still think they're a top team in the NFL, and I'm still not counting out when Colin was dancing on the literal dynasty tombstone. I said that's crazy. I said Patrick Mahomes' entire career is the dynasty. So I did defend him when some of the media was kind of like, oh, it's over. And I was like, that's crazy. But for all the other little ins and outs of the football days as they pass, not quite getting ripped or dragged through the mud as a Josh Allen here, making fun of him, saying it's embarrassing that he was crying, dropping banners. Josh Allen, the greatest to never do it. Okay, buddy? Sure. Sure. What do I know? I am just biased, confused. I don't know ball. Don't know what I'm talking about. I'm inconsistent. I'm a hater. What do I know, man? What do I know? But I told y'all, I'm the tax man. I'm the accountant. I keep the receipts. And I just showed you them here, but I'm so sorry you're past the 30-day return window. So, sorry, but those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Josh Allen, even in this playoff loss, is still the best quarterback in the NFL, is still an absolute monster and playoff animal? Let me know your thoughts. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be a part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.